Okay, well, thank you very much. Kumusta kayo po? Bago lang tayo dumating dito po sa Kota Kinabalu. Ito po si Nico Fabian na nandito naman po tayo sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And today, nandito na tayo. I'm already back in Kota Kinabalu. And of course, we will still continue to give you ang mga latest updates regarding ang mga news dyan po sa Pilipinas. Hindi naman siguro lahat po, no? But yun, mga importante news lang po. So at least, ang mga kababayan natin dito sa Malaysia, particularly dito po sa Sabah, very specific dito sa Kota Kinabalu, and they should be able to have a picture of what is happening in the Philippines. Unang-una po, let's talk about si President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. or PBBM. Umalis kaninang umaga para sa Cambodia to attend ang meeting with the officials dyan po sa Cambodian government po. And accordingly po, he is expected to sign several agreements po in to lure these businessmen from Cambodia to come down to the Philippines and invest. Tuloy na tuloy po ang trips ni PBBM or President Bongbong Marcos Jr. sa mga iba-ibang nasyon, hoping that he will be able to lure or invite foreigners or foreign investors to come and invest in the Philippines dahil po kailangan tayo po ng foreign investors sa Pilipinas. But how to convince them or lure them, lure them to come and invest in the Philippines po, medyo mahirap yata yun po, but ang president natin is trying to do his best, going out every now and then sa ibang nation po for that particular purpose. But wala tayo po political stability. This I have been saying. Kung wala tayong political stability sa nation natin po, it will be very difficult for us to invite foreign investors to come. It is very difficult for us to invite even tourists, foreign tourists to come and visit the Philippines po. Dahil, big question mark kung wala tayong political stability. Anything can happen habang nandyan siya po sa Pilipinas. Kaya nga po, importante yun po, ang political stability. The other thing is that, kung wala tayong political stability po, ibig sabihin, shaky ang security aspect ng lugar o ng country natin po. Kasi away-away na yan po ang mga leaders natin, mga politicians. So mahirap po. Mahirap, again, I believe it will be very difficult for us to invite foreign investors or even a simple tourist to come down to the Philippines and spend 1, 2, 3 days or 1 week or even 1 month in the Philippines and visit our beautiful tourist attractions po. And more still, convince them, invite them to invest in the Philippines. Kung wala tayong political stability, hindi stable ang security aspect natin po. When we talk about security, it means peace and order security po. Peace and order security. And the other thing is that I keep on saying, kailangan po, that one is, kailangan tayo po ang economic stability. Kung wala tayo economic stability, ganon ang economy natin, mahirap po. Mahirap talaga to invite itong mga foreign investors dito o dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dyan po sa Pilipinas. Nakikita na natin po. Ngayon ang mismo po, nakikita natin. How can we invite foreigners to come and invest sa Pilipinas po? Kung nakikita nila na grabe ang corruption po sa Pilipinas. It's sad, it's hurting to say this thing po dahil isang Pilipino din ako po. No? Corruption sa Pilipinas. Tingnan natin po, tayo nga mismo nagagalit na po, nahiya na po. Dahil sa mga itong mga kongresista natin ang mga contractors natin, ang mga government officials natin, sa mga diferente departments or agencies, government agencies po, no? They are involved in this grabe na anomalya po. Yun na po sa flood control projects natin po. Nakakahiya yan po. And again now, itong time na po dyan sa Pilipinas, we are talking about the 2026 budget. We are deliberating the 2026 budget. And nakita natin, narinig natin po, last week alone, nandyan na po, no? Nandyan na po, na there is big question mark when we talk about the proposed budget po for the national expenditure programs ng Pilipinas for 2026. Naggulo-gulo na ngayon po. Gulo-gulo na ngayon po. Ang mga kongreso, ang senador, ang executive department po. May conflict na po dahil dyan po. No? Dahil may mga insertions left and right. And we are not talking about the previous national expenditure program. We are already talking about the 2026 for 2026 budget. Mas lalo na po because karamihan ng mga politicians as well as mga lawmakers natin, as well ang mga Filipinos, they did not forget what happened to the 2025 national budget natin, which has been described by some politicians, by some congressmen, na it is the worst national budget in the history of the Philippines. Yet, nandito tayo ngayon po. Focusing ourselves, our government is focusing, we go out, there's nothing wrong to go and invest and invite foreign investors to our country. But sana lang po, before we do that po, clean our house first po. How can we do that? How can we invite? We have seen the president. I'm not saying I'm against the trips, numerous trips of the president po. No. Maganda yan po. That is marketing strategy natin po. Selling the Philippines po. Maganda yan po. But how many trips already po have we seen? Big, since 2022 hanggang ngayon, 2025 po. The President, si President Ferdinand Marcos has been going out left and right lang po sa iba-ibang nation. United States pa, sa mga ibang countries. Nasaan po ang investment? They sign, correct, they sign MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, Memorandum of Agreement. But signing the Memorandum of Agreement or signing the Memorandum of Understanding with our partners, foreign partners po, it doesn't mean tuloy na po ang project. Hindi yan po. It doesn't mean nag-sign na tayo MOU po, tuloy na yon. 100% tuloy na yan ang proyekto. There are times we only sign MOUs just for formality sake lang po. To show that, okay, you came here and you're going home bringing these documents. Mayroon tayong potential. Kaya nga, potential na eh. Potential investments. But nasaan na po? Mayroon ba? Mayroon ba mga big investors from United States? Ilang beses napunta si President Marcos sa United States? Sa Saudi Arabia, sa iba-ibang big nations po. Asan po ang investors? Wala eh. I'm not against. That is very good strategy. Lahat mga country leaders, governments will go out and tell to the world, to the neighbors, to their friends, come to my country. We have this, and that. There is a big opportunity for the expansion of your businesses. Take our country as a expansion place for your business or businesses. Pero nasaan na po? Mayroon ba dito sa Pilipinas? Mga foreign investors? In fact, nakikita natin po, they are leaving the country. Sad to say, they're leaving the country po. No? And they're investing in other countries. Even, let's talk about the Asian countries alone po. Nakikita natin po, Vietnam, Cambodia, no? Ang ganda po. You go to Vietnam. I went to Vietnam. I saw ang mga investors dyan po sa Vietnam is a poor country. No? Because of the war. And nakita ko ang mga hotels nila, magandang mga hotels, mga resorts nila, mga tourist attractions nila, mga malls nila po. But that was not owned by the local people, by the Vietnamese po. Hindi. Wala po. Karamihan ng mga investors dyan po sa Vietnam are foreign investors. Foreign investors. Cheap labor, blah, 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 blah. Peaceful, okay na ang may potential, the country will go up. In fact, Vietnam is fast progressing po. You go to Malaysia, for example. Ang ganda ang Malaysia. Magandang Pilipinas po. But meron tayong mga problema. Itong tatlong problema natin. I hope we'll be able to solve this thing. And the bottom line dyan po, because of these non-stabilities of political, security, and economic, it is because of corruption. Corruption po eh. Yun ang problema. Kaya nga, let us support whoever NGOs, groups, or government officials, government leaders who is advocating fight against corruption po. Let us support these groups because kailangan na kailangan tayo po itong klaseng advocacy. And one of the mayors or leaders, mayroon tayo po dyan sa Pilipinas, who is talking about or his advocacy is corruption po, and proven he's a good leader, and now he's the mayor of one of the big cities in the Philippines. I'm referring to Baguio City po, no? Baguio City. I'm referring to Mayor Benjamin Magalong. And he's one fellow po, one leader po. He's all out fighting. That's why he even formed this, I think it was before the COVID. He started yung mga mayors of the good governance for mayors, something like that. They started, although we have more than 1,000 mayors nationwide, but they started with a very small number before the COVID. I think they started with, how many members? 70, 50, 70? And then it died because of the COVID. And after COVID, nakita nila may increase na po of membership. And ngayon po, it is continuing. Rising membership numbers. And Mayor Magalong is really all out po. All out in his sincere and all out in his advocacy fight against corruption po. Be it a politician involved, be it anybody po, basta corruption involved, then he is all out against this particular politician, groups of companies, the private sectors po, government officials po, sa mga government departments, all out siya po. Let's listen to Mayor Benjamin Magalong because this morning mayroon siyang gathering dyan po sa Baguio City. May konting speech siya dyan po. And I will share with you a portion of this, a portion of his speech po, no? During the gathering dyan po sa Baguio this morning, Baguio City. Let's listen to this, ha? Hold on, ha? Alright, I will try to... kaya ba natin ito? Okay.
Itong kampanya, itong krusada na ito, hindi dapat matapos lang ng 6 na buwan, isang taon. Dapat tuloy-tuloy tuloy-tuloy boto dapat. Hanggang kumino ang ating mga political leaders. Kumino na rin po yung ating mga bureaucrats na nakipag-ugnayan. No, itong corruption na nangyayari po na ito po'y syndicated na, highly organized crime. Kung nakikita nyo, akala nyo yung mga contractor lang ang may sala, hindi po yan. May sala ang contractor, may sala yung mga involved dyan sa mga infrastruktura ng proyekto. Hindi pa yan. Ang pinaka-sakit dyan, pinaka-mastermind dyan, yung mga politiko. Kaya hindi ho dapat tayo huminto. Dahil ito'y laban ho natin para sa kabataan, laban din ho natin ito para sa ating bayan. Kaya dito sa Baguio, pinapayagan ko po ang social activism. Because it is the only way we will be able to change the world. Sabi ko nga it does not take one to have a title, to have a position, to have influence, to have fame, to have money. All you have to do is to have the courage to change the world. And you are practically doing it now. And thanks to our young people. So I hope po na itong pakikipaglaban natin hindi lang ito matatapos lang ng ganito-ganito lang. I hope po na may translate po ito sa isang sitwasyon na mamimili tayo ng leader. Dahil at the end of the day, ang problema ko sa Pilipino, hindi ho tayo marunong mamili ng mga leaders natin. Pinakitaan lang ho tayo ng pera, nasisira na ho yung diskarte natin. Tandaan ho ninyo, masarap ang pera. Yan ho yung battle cry ho ng mga korap na politiko. Napakasarap ng posisyon, napakasarap ng power, napakasarap ng pera. Huwag ho natin pabayaan na masisira ho yung ating mga moral values. Muntik na ho tayo rito sa Baguio. Huwag ho natin papayagan. Pero hindi lang ho Baguio ilalaban. Makikipaglaban lang ho tayo for Baguio only. Hindi ho dapat. Para sa buong bansa. Para ho sa buong bansa. So sa inyo po lahat, sa ating mga kabataan, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sa ating pong mga elders, at sa ating pong mga kababayan sa siyudad ng Baguio, at sa mga bisitaw natin. Maraming salamat sa pagdaluyo rito. Let us keep on fighting. Let us keep the fire burning. God bless you all.
Okay, yun po, si Mayor Benjamin Magalong. Totoo po, let us support the Mayor Benjamin Magalong po in his advocacy po against corruption. Laban natin ito po. Let's be united. Let's be focused po. Itong laban po, hindi lang ito for today, for tomorrow, next week, next month, or few months, or 1 year po. Mahaba itong laban natin po. Why mahaba po? Kasi ang problema sa atin sa Pilipinas, penetrated na grabe na po. Cancerous na po ang corruption sickness natin, ang mga Pilipino po. You just imagine, noon dito lang po sa baba na rinig natin po. Pero ngayon po sa Kongreso na po. Involved na ang Kongreso. Involved na mga politicians natin po. Involved na mga top politicians natin po sa House of Representatives. Confirmed na yan po. I'm not the only one who's saying it. We heard it from other politicians or lawmakers. Even according to Senator Ping Lacson, he was, during his speech in the Senate plenary session, he was saying about the experience of his colleague, si Senator Tito Sen Soto, wherein after Tito Sen won in the May 12 election 2025, mayroon na daw po isang undersecretary by the name of Cabral who already informed or contact his chief of staff, Tito Sen's chief of staff, saying pwede na po kung mayroon kayong mga insertion para sa national expenditure budget natin or program natin po, pwede na po i-submit sa amin. You just imagine that. Mabuti lang po, si Tito Sen po is not corrupt. He did not succumb to the idea. Instead, nag-expose siya po. And what happened to this undersecretary now? Ano kaya po? Ano kaya mangyari sa kanya po? We want to see accountability. We want corruption will stop. See? You just imagine, if itong official ng Department of Public Works and Highways has the guts to talk to newly elected, re-elected or newly elected or elect Senator Tito Sen. 100% po, hindi lang si Tito Sen he contacted. He contacted also other senators, maybe. Or even congressmen. Kasi yun ang negosyo nila. That is corruption po. Yun ang problema sa atin. Nakita na natin po our own president, si President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, although it's late, but it's better late than never. Better late than never. Siya na mismo po nag-expose. May mga ghost projects po. And he's not happy with what is happening sa 2025 national expenditure program po, which nagulo-gulo ngayon po ang congressman. Kasi sabi ang si Executive Secretary Cabersamin, before you blame to us, paano yan? Clean your house first, something like that. So, yun po ang problema ngayon. Ang Kongreso at saka ang executive or ang cabinet po, ang executive department po, medyo nagka-clash na sila po. And I noticed also, I don't know, I'm wrong, maybe sobra disappointed ako o frustrated ako po. Bakit wala si Speaker Martin Romualdez during the departure of President Bongbong Marcos kanina papunta sa Cambodia? Bakit po wala? May mga rumors po he will be removed as a speaker. Totoo ba yan o hindi? We don't know. But if ever he will be removed, I think majority of the Filipinos will be happy. Kasi alam na natin po ang problema. Saan nag-umpisa po? Kaya nga, yesterday in my blogging dito po sa Nick Talk with Nico, I was talking about when we kill a snake, we should focus on the head of the snake, because once you chop the head of the snake, instant the snake will die. But if you will try to kill the snake and you are not focused on or you're not focused to chop the head of the snake, maybe sa body niya o sa tail niya po, hindi pa yun mamatay agad ang ahas. See? Diretso na tayo po dyan sa ulo. And sino yan sa ulo? Kung we talk about ang snake, sa corruption yan po. Sino ang ulo? Sino ang body? Sino ang tail? Let's say ang tail, ang contractor. Corrupt contractors. Ang body, ang mga in cahoots, like officials, staff, employees of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Tapos, mayroon pa yan mga congressmen, corrupt congressmen. In cahoots sila eh. The problem what is happening now is that everything is the congressman involved is putting the blame on the Department of Public Works and Highways, and the Public Works and Highways is putting the blame on the contractors. See? Pero sino mas malaki ang kita dyan po sa mga awarding of flood control projects po? Is it the Department of Public Works and Highways? Is it the contractors? No. It is the congressman. The corrupt congressman who gets the bigger share of the cake. And that congressman, he will not dare to do that if he don't have a green light from his bosses. Diyan na po, dyan po sa itaas na yan po, sa ulo na yan po. And don't you think this mga tao yun sa ulo po, they don't know what is happening? Since 2022 hanggang only ngayon lang po, only last year lang or even this year lang po, na-discover na ganito palang mga proyekto? I don't think so po. I don't think so po. Kawawa talaga ang Pilipinas po. Kawawa talaga ang mga taxpayers. Kawawa talaga ang mga overseas Filipino workers po. So let us be united. Kung kailangan na po, as what si Mayor Magalong was saying during his speech dyan po sa Baguio City this morning, ang problema sa mga Pilipino po, once we see pera, na kalimutan natin ang prinsipyo natin, ang moral values natin po. And we don't know how to choose our leaders pagdating sa election. Doon ang sabi ni Benji Magalong, which I agree. Which we agree. Yon, pag makita sa election, may pera na, yon ayuda and all these things po. Nandiyan na po. Wala na, nakalimutan na natin. And then, after that, complain tayo. Yung nakaupo na sila, corrupt na sila po, and then, we complain. But, tayo po is also part to be blamed. So, next time around po, do not forget what is happening sa atin ngayon po. That's why we have to be united. Focus tayo po. Let us fight for, sabi natin, eradicating this corrupt activities sa system natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. Hindi na ako magtagal dahil bago lang tayong dumating from Kuala Lumpur, and I have to prepare other things dyan po dito sa bahay, and ang mga things ko po dito, and I will be preparing for the coverage sa hearing bukas. Don't forget po, bukas ang Blue Ribbon Committee will be having a third hearing po bukas at 10 o'clock in the morning. I will be covering, and on Tuesday, the following day, second hearing na naman ang sabihin natin House of Representative po, ang TRICOM nila investigating ang flood control projects po, which is very anomalous, very controversial po, maraming kalukuhan po, ghost projects, substandard projects, and all these things, and mayroon tayong mga, hopefully, as according to Tito Sen, baka the president ng executive department po might be making a decision next week, anytime next week, na mag-form na sila po ang independent investigation commission po to investigate itong flood control programs, anomalous flood control programs po natin dyan sa Pilipinas. Remember, itong ongoing House of Representatives and Senate investigation po, okay lang yun po because it is for in aid of legislation po, but they don't have the power. They don't have the power to file a case against itong or responsible individuals, irresponsible, greedy people involved in these anomalous projects ng Department of Public Works and Highways and other development programs dyan po sa Pilipinas. So, they will, hopefully, mayroon na tayong independent body, commission, to investigate. And this body, most likely, there are some, according to Tito Sen, na there's some proposal, si Mayor Benjamin Magalong should spearhead this commission. But the problem is, one of the conditions is that he has to step down as a mayor, which we believe also, I believe, that the Mayor Magalong will not relinquish his mayoral post because of this commission po. No? Maybe he will just be a member. And even being a member po, he can play a very important role. And some of these, sabihin natin, members of the investigation commission po, yung mga justices, former justices, like former Associate Justice Antonio Carpio and other personalities po na maganda ang reputation and records. And of course, engineers. So they will know what is, they're expert in when we talk about engineering works. Maybe architects, accountants, no? Now, independent ito po. Independent. So, let's see. Let's see po. So, tomorrow, as what I said, mayroon tayong hearing and I'll make sure po, standby lang kayo po, no? I will make sure that I will monitor itong situation or hearing bukas po and Tuesday, and I'll make sure that you will be informed of any developments po. In the meantime, hindi na tayo magtagal dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico on a Sunday, September 7 tayo po. And dahil bago lang tayo dumating dito sa Kota Kanyamalu. With this, once again, I would like to say thank you very much po for making me a part of your day today. Sana lang po, in one way or the other, I managed to entertain you. I managed to give you, share with you, some important news galing sa Pilipinas po. So at least you know what is happening po. Maybe not all, but at least you will have an idea what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas as of today. So, once again, Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye, and I love you.